Welcome to Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go. This audio uses AI narration to present our original book analysis. Today, we're diving into A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of this one?
I have. It's a great book.
Yeah. Picture this. Post-revolutionary Russia, okay? And Count Alexander Rostov. He's an aristocrat, okay? And he is sentenced to house arrest. But not just any house arrest.
Yeah.
He's confined to the luxurious Metropol hotel.
Fancy.
I know, right? So
Yeah.
it's a very unique premise.
It is.
The entire story unfolds within the walls of this hotel, spanning decades.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to explore how this man finds meaning and connection, despite these very particular limitations.
Very interesting. It's fascinating how Towles uses the setting, this grand yet confined space, to really explore the idea that limitations can actually lead to personal growth.
Yeah.
You know, he's stripped of his former life. He's forced to reevaluate his priorities. And in doing so, he discovers this hidden richness within those limitations.
So we have Count Rostov, accustomed to a life of privilege, now facing this ironic twist of fate. It makes you wonder, can confinement actually lead to a deeper appreciation for life's simple pleasure?
Right. He's forced to confront a new reality.
Yeah.
You know, one where the beauty lies in everyday moments and the connections he forges with the hotel's diverse residents.
Yeah.
The Metropol itself becomes almost a character in the story.
Absolutely. It's this vibrant microcosm of Russian society.
Yeah.
You encounter hotel staff, fellow guests, each representing different facets of a changing Russia, all within the walls of this one building.
It's like a little world of its own.
It is.
It becomes a stage for Russia's tumultuous transformation. We witness shifting social norms, political ideologies, personal losses, all playing out right there in the hotel's halls.
Oh, wow.
Get to Count, caught in the middle, has to navigate these swirling tides of history.
And there are some really specific details in the book that bring this to life. For instance, the Count rediscovers the hotel's forgotten treasures, like a silver asparagus server. It seems insignificant. But what do you make of this discovery?
Well, it's a catalyst for the Count. This seemingly mundane object sparks in him a deeper appreciation for the past, for the beauty and craftsmanship of a bygone era.
Yeah.
It connects him to a history that's being actively erased outside the hotel walls.
Interesting.
It is, you know, how objects can hold memories and provide a sense of continuity, especially in times of upheaval.
That's a great point. Then there's Nina Kulikova, this curious little girl who befriends the Count. She represents the next generation of Russians navigating a world vastly different from the one he knew.
That's a really interesting dynamic.
It is their relationship.
Is a beautiful portrayal of learning, growth, and mentorship. The Count, once so accustomed to leisure, becomes a teacher and a guide. It gives him a renewed sense of purpose, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And their bond allows him to see hope and possibility for the future, even amid such upheaval. Another interesting detail is the hidden cabinet he discovers in his suite. Inside, he finds a hidden treasure. It adds this element of mystery and intrigue.
It does. Towles masterfully weaves in these elements of secrets and hidden histories. It's a reminder that even in a familiar place like the Metropol, there are always things yet to be discovered.
Right.
It also reflects the hidden depths within the Count himself. You know, as his world shrinks, his inner world expands.
I like that. Then Sophia arrives, turning the Count's world upside down.
Okay.
This young girl, unexpectedly needing care, enters his life. It throws him into uncharted territory, forcing him to adapt even further.
It's a test of his compassion and resilience.
Yeah.
And we see him rise to the challenge, revealing a capacity for love and responsibility he perhaps didn't know he possessed.
Yeah.
This responsibility fundamentally changes the Count.
Without a doubt. His priorities shift.
Yeah.
And his sense of purpose deepens. But navigating this new life isn't easy. There are situations like the tension-filled dinner party with high-ranking Soviet officials that he attends, where he's forced to observe the power dynamics at play.
That must be really interesting. He has to carefully navigate those intricacies of power, the etiquette and diplomacy within a totalitarian regime.
Yeah.
It's a glimpse into the dangerous reality outside the hotel's protective bubble, forcing us to consider how individuals maintain their integrity in a system that demands conformity.
It's a good point. Speaking of navigating a new reality, there's the discovery of Sophia's exceptional piano playing talent. which leads to an opportunity for her to tour with the Moscow Conservatory.
Oh, wow. This becomes a major turning point for both of them.
It does.
Sophia blossoms under the Count's encouragement, and while her success fills him with pride, it also brings a sense of loss.
Right.
It highlights the bittersweet nature of watching loved ones embark on their own journeys.
A beautiful, albeit poignant, depiction of parental love and sacrifice. And then there's Mishka, the Count's lifelong friend. His reappearance has a deep impact on the Count's philosophical outlook.
Interesting. Mishka offers unconventional wisdom, a critique of the societal changes happening around them. He challenges the Count to confront his past and make a life-altering decision.
Wow.
Mishka's final act pushes the Count to break free from the confines of his house arrest, leading to that gripping escape scene.
That is a great place to stop for today. So join us next time as we continue to unpack this incredible story and delve deeper into the themes of A Gentleman in Moscow.
Yeah, it really makes you question whether true freedom is purely external or if it can be found internally as well.
Right.
Can you be free in your mind and spirit even when your physical movements are restricted? Towles seems to be exploring that very idea.
Yeah, it's one of the things that makes A Gentleman in Moscow so thought-provoking. It prompts us to think about freedom in a new light. But let's rewind a bit to the beginning of the Count's confinement. The book opens in 1922 with the Count under house arrest.
Yeah.
Confined to this tiny attic room in the Metropol. Towles goes into great detail describing this room, the furniture, the books, the few personal belongings he's allowed to keep.
It's almost claustrophobic. You really feel the initial despair, the weight of his confinement. But it's in this restricted environment that the power of observation takes hold, with limited external stimuli. The Count begins to pay attention to the smaller details, the beauty in simple things he might have overlooked before.
He finds solace in the routine, the rhythm of daily life.
Yeah.
I love that scene when he first encounters Nina.
Oh, yeah.
She inquires about his missing mustaches.
Yeah.
With such innocent curiosity.
It's charming. It really captures that childlike ability to cut through pretense and get to the heart of things.
Yes.
And it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship, a bond that profoundly shapes both their lives.
Nina becomes his guide, leading him to the hotel's hidden nooks and crannies. Together they uncover a forgotten wine cellar, a dusty ballroom, even a secret rooftop apiary. It's as if they're explorers uncovering a lost world within the hotel itself.
Yeah, these discoveries mirror the Count's inner journey.
Yeah.
He rediscovers a sense of wonder and finds joy in the mundane, transforming the hotel from a prison into a treasure trove of experiences.
And the characters he encounters further enrich his journey. You have Audrius, the stoic bartender who becomes a confidant. Anna, the glamorous actress with a hidden tragic past. And then the bishop, the stern hotel manager representing the changing face of power. Each character adds another dimension to the story.
Yeah, they each offer a unique perspective on Russian society. They challenge his assumptions, expose him to new ideas, and ultimately contribute to his growth.
His confinement becomes this unique vantage point, allowing him to observe the intricacies of human nature and the ebb and flow of life in a way he never could have before. And he doesn't just observe, he adapts. When the hotel undergoes renovations and his luxurious suite is transformed into cramped workers' quarters, it's symbolic of the changing times.
It really reflects the decline of the aristocracy and the rise of the working class. But instead of succumbing to self-pity, the Count embraces this change. He finds dignity in work, taking pride in the simple act of maintaining his space.
His resourcefulness shines through. He uses his knowledge of literature and history to navigate the challenges of this new life. There's that clever scene where he barters with a hotel waiter, trading his expertise on French wines for a better table at dinner.
I like that. It demonstrates that even in restricted circumstances, one can leverage their strengths and knowledge.
Right.
And then, of course, there's Sophia, the young girl entrusted to his care. It's a life-altering event that gives him a renewed sense of purpose.
Yeah, he steps into the role of a father figure, nurturing her talent and shielding her from the harsh realities outside the hotel walls. Sophia's presence brings joy and laughter back into his life. Their bond is truly heartwarming.
You witness the evolution of his character. He becomes more selfless, more compassionate, embodying the transformative power of love and responsibility.
Yeah.
It reinforces the idea that a meaningful life filled with love and purpose can be created even within confinement.
But it's not without its shadows. The Count becomes aware of the horrors occurring beyond the hotel. Purges, labor camps, the looming threat of the secret police. He can't escape the weight of history, the knowledge of the suffering just beyond those gilded doors.
It injects a layer of tension and suspense, reminding us that although the Count's world is small, the stakes are high. you know,
Mhm.
it prompts reflection on how individuals cope with living in such turbulent times.
Despite this, there's a persistent sense of beauty. There's a passage where the Count describes watching the changing seasons from his window, finding solace in the natural world. It highlights the human capacity for finding meaning even in the face of suffering.
Right. And there are moments of pure joy, like when the Count orchestrates an elaborate treasure hunt through the hotel for Sophia's birthday. It showcases his playfulness, his willingness to create joy in the midst of adversity.
It emphasizes the impact of small acts of kindness. And how can we overlook the food? Towles describes the meals in such detail. It's as if you can taste those flavors, smell the aromas filling the hotel restaurants.
The food becomes a source of connection and celebration, you know. The Count finds comfort in the rituals of dining, in the shared experience of a delicious meal. He even develops an appreciation for the art of cooking, befriending Emile, the talented hotel chef.
The book is filled with these moments of grace, a shared bottle of wine, conversations about literature, a stolen kiss under the stars. It's these moments that make A Gentleman in Moscow so captivating.
It's a testament to resilience, to the power of finding beauty and connection in unexpected places, and it leaves you with a sense of hope that no matter how confined our circumstances, there are always ways to create meaning, connect with others, and live a life filled with purpose.
And we can't forget Mishka, the Count's eccentric friend, whose philosophical musings add another layer to the story.
Yeah, Mishka represents a different lens through which to view the world, challenging the Count's more traditional perspectives. His critiques of the Soviet system, though veiled, are incredibly insightful.
He sparks a debate about the nature of progress, the true cost of societal change. And ultimately, Mishka's final act, his self-sacrifice for a cause he believes in, motivates the Count to make a daring choice.
It's a pivotal moment, a point of reckoning where the Count realizes he can no longer remain passive, he must act, even if it means risking everything. And that leads us to the escape, a meticulously planned operation, full of suspense.
It really is. The Count uses his intimate knowledge of the hotel, his connections with the staff, and a good dose of luck to pull it off.
He does. It makes you wonder, what is he actually escaping to? Is it simply physical freedom? Or is it something more profound?
So it's a nail-biting climax that speaks to the deeper themes of the novel. You know, is he escaping the limitations of his past, shedding the constraints of his former identity?
Right.
It begs the question, can true freedom be found if you're still tethered to who you once were?
That's so interesting. It's a powerful metaphor for the search for personal freedom and the courage it takes to break free from the confines that we often create for ourselves.
And it circles back beautifully to the book's core themes. A Gentleman in Moscow really prompts us to consider resilience, finding meaning in unexpected places, and the power of human connection.
Absolutely. The Count, having lost everything he once held dear, ultimately discovers that true wealth resides in the richness of his experiences and the bonds he forges with others. It's a profound message for us today, reminding us that material possessions pale in comparison to the intangible treasures of love, friendship, and purpose.
It's a good reminder. The ending leaves you with this enduring sense of hope, a belief that even when faced with adversity, we can carve out fulfilling lives for ourselves.
We can.
A Gentleman in Moscow is the kind of story that stays with you long after you finish reading it.
It really is. It reinforces the idea that even in confinement, whether physical or metaphorical, the human spirit can not only survive but thrive.
Right.
It encourages us to embrace the beauty in the everyday, cherish our connections, and open ourselves to the transformative power of change.
To truly experience the Count's journey and meet the unforgettable characters he encounters, we highly recommend reading A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and purchase via link below. You won't regret it.